The Fool reversed. Introduction. Even when reversed, the Fool is an indicator of newness, as well as the purity and open-hearted energy of a child. This is generally considered a positive card, with the caveat that it's important to take time to be sure that you are looking where you're going. In reversal, the Fool can show that there is a need for a new beginning, but that there is some hesitancy about making it happen. In general, this card would indicate new beginnings that have some deeper spiritual meaning, and in reversal it can mean that the querent has some level of resistance toward this new beginning. Sometimes in this context it can mean that the fresh start is coming, whether you want it or not. Work. You may have excellent ideas and plans for your work which you seem to be hesitant about putting out there, when the Fool is showing in reverse in a work question. Have some faith in yourself and give voice to your ideas. It could pay off more than you'd imagine. You may be feeling a longing to start a new position, or even that the time could be right for you to go off on your own and start your own business. At least give these potential changes some thought. Love. When the Fool comes up in reverse in a love-related question, it can indicate that your desire for freedom and independence could very well be interfering with your love relationship, or could be perpetuating the situation where you don't have a committed relationship. If you want love, don't be foolish. Open yourself up. Finances. In terms of finances, the Fool reversed sounds a bit of a cautionary note. You may indeed have some special opportunities which could pay off for you financially. However, before you sign on any dotted lines, you'd best run the numbers and be sure that you do your due diligence. All may not be as it appears on the surface. Health. The Fool reversed underscores the possibility that you'll be somewhat accident-prone in the near future. Be present in the moment and don't take silly chances. With the reversed Fool, if you have been having health problems, this is a signifier to reach out and consider different modalities of healing or possibly even a different doctor. Positive thought is important, and you should pay attention to what you are thinking now, as our attitudes and thoughts quite definitely can affect our health. Spirituality. When you draw the Fool reversed in the context of spirituality, you may be considering leaving a religion/spiritual tradition which has been part of your life for some time. You are likely to have a desire to try out lots of different approaches to spirituality to see how they fit. Nothing wrong with this exploration, however, don't get too carried away in any one thing while you are just shopping. This card can indicate a powerful need to get deeper knowledge about spirituality, and your friends and family may not understand where this is coming from. Regardless, you have to do what is best for you, no matter what they think. Bear in mind that exploration is not the same as commitment. Tarot history. The history of the tarot is shrouded in mystery. Very little in the way of concrete information is known about its origin, although many things have been written about it. We will probably never know the truth, as fact and fiction seem to be irrevocably mixed nowadays. The tarot originated in northern Italy in the early 15th century, sometime between 1420 to 1440. Despite the fact that it is often attributed to originating from China, Egypt, India, or Morocco, to name just a few, there is absolutely no evidence that this is the case. Nor, as is often quoted, is there any evidence whatsoever that the tarot was brought to Europe by the Romanis. The name tarot is often attributed to being Egyptian, Hebrew, or Latin. This is not the case. The earliest names are all Italian in origin. The cards were originally called Carte de Triomphe. Around 1530 the word Tarocchi began to be used to differentiate them from a new game of triumphs that was in vogue at the time. The etymology of this new word is unknown. The German variant was known as Tarot and the French Tarot. The symbolism for the tarot is drawn from the culture of medieval and Renaissance Europe. The tarot subjects are distinctive to European Christendom. The symbolism does not come from Egypt or any of the other exotic locales often mentioned. It is often stated that modern-day playing cards evolved from the tarot. This is not the case. Modern-day playing cards came to Europe courtesy of Islam. They were an adaptation of the Islamic Mamluk cards. They appeared quite suddenly in many different European cities between 1375 and 1378. These early cards had suits of cups, swords, coins, and polo sticks, and courts consisting of a king and two male underlings. The tarot adds the Fool, the trumps, and a set of queens to this system. Sometime before 1480, the French introduced cards with the now familiar suits of hearts, clubs, spades, and diamonds. The Joker is not original to either the early form of modern-day cards, or to the tarot, but instead originated in the USA around 1857 and was used as a wild card in poker as well as the highest trump in euchre. It is also often stated that the Catholic and Protestant churches outlawed the tarot and all who used it in an effort to stamp out so-called heretical teachings. This is not the case. The Inquisition documented what the Church considered as evidence of heresy in great detail. The tarot was not even mentioned. After the Reformation, less controversial images for the Pope and Papess were substituted by card makers as the Church had objected to the original images. It is often said that the tarot was not used as a divination tool prior to 1781. The tarot was used as early as the 16th century to compose poems describing personality characteristics. There is historical evidence that in one case at least these verses were presented as relating to the person's fate. In other words, divination. Divinatory meanings were assigned to the tarot in Bologna in the early 1700s, and this is the first unambiguous evidence of tarot divination. Ordinary playing cards were connected with divination as early as 1487. It is not unreasonable to think that the tarot was also. The tarot has often been attributed with being a pillar of Western esoterica occultism. This is certainly not the case. The first occult writers to discuss the tarot were Court de Gabellin and the Comte de Melot in 1781. The tarot was not mentioned in any occult work for the first 350 years of its existence. The terms Major Arcana, Minor Arcana, High Priestess, and Hierophant are anachronistic when referring to the older tarot decks. The historically appropriate terms are the trumps and the fool, the suit cards, Papess or Popess, and Pope. Likewise, pentacles and wands are relatively recent substitutions for the traditional suit names of coins and staves or batons. The original Italian titles of the cards were in some cases different from the later French titles that have become familiar to us through the Tarot de Marseille and its descendants. Also, the ordering of the trumps varied considerably in Italy where the cards originated. It is not known which ordering is the earliest one. Even the number of cards in the deck varied a great deal. So care should be used in making statements about the original meaning of the cards based on the familiar titles and ordering. Many believe that the Waite-Smith Tarot is the original, standard, or most authentic tarot deck in existence. This is absolutely untrue. The Waite-Smith/Rider-Waite deck was created in 1909, not even 100 years ago, making it a relative newcomer in the almost 600-year history of the tarot. There is actually no definitive version of the tarot.